This is Karen with the Kine Garden Stuff. Today I'm going to do a harvest from my VermiBag Max, which includes African night crawlers inside. I put a mortar tray at the bottom, and I normally sit on a stool while I dig out the harvest. Let me look up in the top here first to see what the levels are inside. I'm not going to dig around or anything. I'm just going to look at it, because after I harvest I'm going to attempt to reset the bin, which for me it's been difficult to do it by myself for the last couple. But here it is. Here's what they look like on the inside. Okay, well, there's a bunch. I still don't know what this dust particles are, but here's the top. So they've been working hard this past couple weeks. Alright, so that's the level that it is now. See some gnats trying to get out. Let me replace this because there's some worms on the inside bubble part of the bubble wrap. Anyway, so that's how it is. So I will be back after I do the harvest. Alright, I haven't started the harvest yet. I wanted to bring you down here what I will be doing. Go and unzip the whole thing. Well, there's some that I just fell out. Those are the drier parts. Actually, it's not that dry. It's kind of moist. Let's see if I can manipulate this camera here. I will be digging out the bottom up to the zipper. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I wanted to show you the harvest that I got. Some of it is dry, some of it is compacted moist. The dry parts were pretty much on the side, and it looks like the older stuff. This is my third harvest from this bag. So a lot of this unprocessed stuff is from when I initially set up the bag. So that was at the bottom. And the more compacted, harder, moist stuff is from the center of the bag. So I don't see any worms at this point, which is good. So I will just go ahead and sift this out. Crumble it up, sift it out. It looks pretty much ready to sift. The moistness of this is just right, actually, for sifting. Aha, there's a worm. There's one worm. Pop that back in the bin. So last time, my last harvest was really good. It was nice and moist and there weren't any worms in it. But anyway, okay, so I just basically wanted to show this to you. So there's, like I mentioned, there's still stuff from when I started the bin. Started the bag, started the system. So go ahead and use this. And that's it. And thank you for coming on this journey with me. Hey, this is Karen with the Kine Garden Stuff. So it's a day later after I harvested the VermiBag Max, and as you saw in that that video, I found just one African nightcrawler there, and this is the next day after I've broken up all the bigger chunks, and it's filled up maybe a third, 1/4 to a third of this mortar tray. Anyway, I've decided not to go ahead and sift it out. I've decided just to go ahead and put it straight on my garden. It's going to be raining later today, so I don't have to, put water on top of it because that'll be done naturally. And yeah, so it's all's good. I don't need to sift this out. All that bigger stuff that's unprocessed will eventually get processed, and it'll just do the garden area good. So that's all I wanted to say about this. And yeah, I just wanted to say you don't have to sift it out. You could use whatever you harvest straight onto your garden, even rough as it is, and it'll work just as well, just so long as it has those microbes in there, all the good microbes and bacteria to make your plant strong. In fact, I want to show you, I have a terrible garden. My garden is it's been neglected, but I planted some things in my terrible garden. And I just wanted to show you, I just have a few veggies growing in here. This is a spinach, and then there's green onions. They're kind of bent because we had put plastic over the top and bent the little leaves down, and I just go to the grocery store and buy green onions and use the tops and plant their roots, and that's what it is here. I believe this is kale. This is, I think, what do I want to say? Chinese bok choy. And I just wanted to show you how great these are growing. This garden patch is like 2 years old, and first year I couldn't grow a thing. It would just die and bugs would infiltrate all the veggies and all that. And I should take this off. So yeah, but this time there's no bugs. No buggies, which is amazing to me because I've thought, oh, there'd at least be some gnats or something, but there are literally no bugs on here. I planted them by seed, straight into the ground in, I think it was November. And when it was super cold, we'd cover up the area here. But anyway, I'm going to be putting the harvested grounds. I wanted to show this to you. Here's a pumpkin that I got from a neighbor. They had painted it, and I just put it on here, and there had been a lot of worms here, but I don't see any right now. But I don't know. Ooh, it's mushy. So hopefully it'll break down, but I'm just keeping it right there. Anyway, so that's it. Oh, there's a couple of aloe vera plants. I didn't know they grew flowers. So we had bought like 4 aloe vera plants from Home Depot. I think this is our 2nd year of having them. So we transplanted them into bigger pots. I'm going to wait till these flowers are done blooming before I take all the babies out of here. Here's one that we transplanted. Didn't have any babies, didn't have any flowers, so I was able to transplant it right away. These are just some of the transplants. I had given away more of these babies. How many was it? 12? Yeah, 12 of them. So they weren't small. They were big. Anyway, so that's what we got going on there. And I do have a couple of avocados. They're not out of the ground yet, so I won't even show those. And I do have a plant from my dad that I will show. This is the 3rd plant that I've got from my dad. He lives in Southern California. We live in Las Vegas, so the weather is quite different. And this, the first 2 the first 2 avocado plants he'd given me died because of missed care. Anyway, so now we're trying to keep this one alive. This is a 4-year-old avocado plant, and it was in the backyard previously, but the winds come whipping around so strongly, and we had just gotten this from my dad, so I wanted to keep it so all the leaves wouldn't come whipping off. Give it some strength. We just transplanted this into a bigger pot last week, so trying to get it all strong before putting it out in the wind. All right, so thank you for coming on this journey with me, and we'll see you next time.